All right, so without further ado, I think it's time we jump into our last of the 3 categories of this showcase, which is going to be no major skips. So what no major skips is, it's basically completing the main story, so it won't have any DLC featured at all, but it's completing it without going out of bounds, or you could also call it like no areas early. So like, for example, we will still utilize the cutscene skip that's at the very beginning of the run, but we won't be using like sign jump to get into Garden Grove early. We're gonna have to do Philbo's quest. Basically, we have to complete the entirety of the main quest line, quote unquote, as intended. But we'll still use a few different like exploits and things of that nature as well. So yeah, that's what we'll be doing. I just was looking at that ooh emote, adorable. Okay, awesome. So no major skips it is. We're plowing right on through the Bugsnax Showcase here. So here we go. Time is going to be in 3, 2, 1, go. All right. And so no major skips is a category that really benefited from the new change on console, which is that we can do fast travel, because before we'd have to run through a lot of areas that we've already been in. We don't have to do that anymore, which is pretty good. So definitely happy about that for sure. So like I said, we're going to do the same cutscene skip here, which is by jumping on these rocks, or trying to rather, failing, and then using the backup, which is always good to have a backup. And then we're gonna run this way, run over here, jump on these trees, and then we're gonna jump down like normal. So that skips the cutscene, but now we're gonna actually talk to Philbo and do the quests. So we're gonna be doing a lot of like quick catches and optimizations and things like that. So for example, we're gonna very quickly catch this Bugsnax. Except I did it wrong, of course I did. Embarrassing. I forgot to crouch, basically, was what it was. So the Strabby got scared. And ruined my flow. So we gotta catch 3 more Bugsnax, so we're gonna just throw a trap here. Catch that Strabby. We're gonna jump up here. We're gonna catch this Strabby. And then we're going to take a running jump and hopefully place that fast enough to get the Roodle before it fully buries underground. We did it. So that was pretty clean, at least.
I'm Phil. Oh, I know.
Akini says Y for trans rights. Honestly, any letter for trans rights, as long as it's trans rights. Am I right? Or am I right? Trans rights is fine. Doesn't matter what letter you put, as long as trans rights.
Hey, I don't know who knows.
All right, so now we go into Garden Grove as intended, through the grass as opposed to over it. A lot better that way. Okay, now, like I said though, unfortunately, I don't know why I jumped so much there. Garden Grove is the same in any category, so we're going to do Garden Grove the same way again, and hopefully we get a nice, quick, speedy, fast fighter like we did for our Isle of Big Snacks run.
There's a pen set up nearby. Take my soft slinger, gather up some ketchup, and use it to leave the bunger over yonder.
Okay, here we go. So we're gonna same deal as before. Grab a ketchup, launch it. That might be too far. We'll see. Yep, it was. Oh, I don't even have any more ketchup. Darn. Well, we got to see 3 varying degrees of success when it comes to Garden Grove for sure. I didn't finish the thing though. Hold on. Jeez.
Thanks.
I was so thrown off by that, because usually whenever I have a bad bunger like I did there, then I will just reset. Ooh, thank God we still got it though. Okay. Whew. Little chaotic, but we got there. There we go. Okay. We're catching back up here. We're catching back up. Alright, one thing that is worth celebrating is that I'm 3 for 3 on that Shishka bug, which sometimes gives me a lot of problems. So we're gonna celebrate the small victories, I think. You know? Alright. And then the 2 Shishka bugs.
They're too wily for your trap, but if you can get them all woozy and vulnerable, you can
and then
right up with this
Munger, my beloved. My beloved Bunger.
Oh,
You know. You hold on.
All right, down with the tree here.
Y'all just.
All right, and then around Philbo, and we're gonna go grab that journal just like we've been doing.
Hey there.
Oh my god, no. It says.
Voila.
I
Oh, I think I overjumped there. I sure did. You can always tell when you
Oh,
overmash
okay. You
because
Oh, wait.
you'll get one random jump before you can talk to Beffica. And I think I was 2 for 3 on those. I think last run I did not overmash, but the first and the third run I did.
You'll have.
All right, and we are through Garden Grove. Voila, not too bad. Kind of a rough Garden Grove, but you know, we take what we can get.
well.
All right, we talked to Philbo. We interview Philbo as normal, but there's no out of bounds shenanigans. This is no major skips, so we got to stay within the bounds of the game. So we won't be doing any more of those shenanigans. We're disciplined now. We've learned the error of our ways. Those bad glitches, those bad out of bounds. We're gonna be playing by the book to the T, as it were.
I'm sorry.
All right, so interview.
Well,
And then as soon as this interview is over, we have to wait a little bit because the journal just has some lag to it. But we're going to warp right back to Garden Grove, actually, and then we're going to get Beffica to return back to the store, back to Snacksburg as well. And it is just immensely faster than running all the way back, of course. That is the reason why. So Beffica, here we are.
Welcome, Scan. But
She wants us to scan 6 Bugsnax. Now the good thing about it is the 3 that we already caught in this area count towards that. So we scanned a Sweetie Fly right off the bat. I'm gonna scan that white Strabby as I'm running, and I'm gonna catch this weenie worm. And then we're gonna run back. The reason why I catch the weenie worm is because her next quest is going to ask her for her to feed her favorite bug snack. You're supposed to like look around her cave and figure out what it is, but spoiler alert, it's the weenie worm, so I feed it to her a little early. And then we're actually gonna run into her room, sleep till midnight, and then we're going to warp back to Snacksburg here. We get a little matching segment here where Philbo's talking about our crashed ship on the land here. Basically, so Beffica as a character, she's kind of like she thrives on gossip, right? So she wants to know what everybody's doing, what everybody's up to, because she thinks everyone has secrets. So she wants to see what Wambus does at midnight, which is talk to his cactus that happens to look a lot like his wife Triffany. So a little sus, but you know, nothing too wild, I would say. But that is it. Beffica, now that we've completed Beffica's quest, she will now return to Snacksburg for us, which is great. So in terms of like the main part, like what you're supposed to do in the game, as opposed to just jumping out of bounds all over the place like we were doing, we want all of these different grumpuses are scattered throughout the entire land, and you need to do various quests in order for them to return, so that they all come back and they all come back as a community. The second part of that quest is that one of their community members, Lisbert, who is actually like their leader, is missing. So we also are trying to find her, but it's a lot easier to find her when, you know, you might be coming back and all in the same area. So what we need to do is we need to get everybody to return, get all the clues we need to potentially find Lisbert, and then maybe find Lisbert, and then go from there. How the early game is structured, this is an unskippable cutscene, by the way. You can enjoy Wiggle's beautiful voice here. The voice actress for Wiggle absolutely kills it. Just listen to the singing voice, actually. I don't know what they paid that voice actor, but I can guarantee you it was not enough, because it absolutely crushes it. But yeah, basically what you're meant to do is in the early game, each area that you come across, each new area you come across is going to have 2 grumpuses in it, one of which that you can complete their entire quest line in that area, while like all within the one area. And then the second grumpus will have one requirement that requires snacks or something outside of this area, so you'll have to come back. Actually, I don't trust that. We're gonna put it on top of the pole there. I did not trust that placement. Last time I did this run, I got really messed up in terms of that that puzzle. What you're meant to do there is you're meant to like solve this maze. But if you just put your pointer at the end of the maze, then you don't have to really solve it. The ball will just complete the puzzle on its own. All right. Oh, I got the crapple too. That's interesting. I've never done that. Definitely interesting. Now we're gonna have the buggy ball travel on its own here while we do Wiggles' various quests. That's why we caught the Pineantula and the Grapesquito, because she has 2 quests that we'll want to do. And then the Grapesquito is the next one. And all the while the buggy ball is rolling its way out on here on its own. And then it's gonna roll there, and we're gonna catch a orange peel bug that's inside of it, just like that. We're gonna wheel the ball over here, and this is the most annoying part here. Gramble is a Bugsnax like pacifist. I like to affectionately refer to Gramble, who is my favorite character by the way, as a Bugsnax vegan. Not somebody who likes to eat Bugsnax, is more of a caretaker of Bugsnax. So he has a quest where you want to return it's two Queebles to his area, but you can't capture them. You have to just escort them there. They really cooperated here, but they can be really feisty and start fighting each other a lot. But we got really lucky, so I'm very happy with that. As long as they're both up the ramp here, we're usually in good shape.
Anyway, please stop.
While Gramble is walking back, since we have to wait for him to walk back here anyway, we will advance the time, because by the time that we need to talk to somebody else, it will be nighttime, which we don't want. It's just too slow. So we want it to be daytime so we can talk to Philbo without having to wake him up. So we advance time into being noon there to make it a little bit easier. But yeah, pretty good Gramble segment. Oops. There we go. Now, No Major Skips has what we call 4 parties. They're also called celebrations in the game, as you can see, small celebration. And basically each of these parties are nothing more than like glorified cutscenes. I wish they were more than that, but they are not. And they occur once you like hit certain amounts of people returning back to Snacksburg. So for example, we got Beffica back, we got Gramble back, and Wambus. So now Philbo's feeling pretty good that we've gotten 3 out of 12 back or so. And he wants to throw a little party to celebrate. That's kind of how it goes.
I got nothing to say to a guy like Wambus.
That's so.
But yeah, there's nothing much we can do here. We cannot advance time. At least this one gives like full reign of motion, so like we can move around. What a lot of speedrunners like to do here is they'll take these cups and they'll try and stack them on top of the fire. And sometimes you can get all 4 stacked on top of each other, but it's really tough. Let's see if we can do it. I've only been able to do it like a handful of times. You can see they're super leany already, which makes me nervous.
We'll never love you.
Yeah, see? It's difficult.
You don't know a thing about love. That's why your wife left you.
Harsh words, harsh words. If you're somebody who's into voice acting or into the voice acting world, there's a lot of really notable voice actors in this game. So for example, Philbo's voice actor is Max Middleman, who voiced like One Punch Man and stuff. Gramble's voice actor is Sam Riegel, who you might know from Critical Role.
Don't make me wrong.
Fred Tatasciore plays Wambus, who he's done a lot of like characters like Hulk and stuff like that. Yeah, a lot of really notable voice actors in this game, I'd say. Roger Craig Smith is another one. Another pretty good one. So yeah, we're moving right along. And now we're in Scorched Gorge, which you might remember very briefly. We were here in the last run, but we're actually going to be doing it as intended. We need to catch these pop ticks, but they are popcorn, so they need fire to be heated up. So we're gonna light ourselves on fire here, and we're going to throw some ketchup there so that Spuddy will eventually crack that door open. And we need to catch a bunch of these cheapos. We're gonna cheese them, for lack of a better term. You're meant to use a launcher. Boy, I've never been hit off the edge like that before. You're meant to use a launcher. Come on. Oh my goodness, what bad luck is this? There we go, I fixed it, jeez. You're meant to use the launch pad with your trap to catch them, but we try to cheese them by capturing a few in the middle of the air and stuff like that. One we stack on top of the cactus like that. The other we can just drop the trap in the middle of the air like so. But I did have to run up there twice to do that, unfortunately, so it is pretty slow. I got hit off by the barbecue bunger, which was just unfortunately really slow.
Hello,
but we got there. If you remember, Cromdo is the one who gives us the launch pad, but we're going to use it for not cheating this time. And instead we are going to clear the windmills as he has requested. What? Oh my goodness. Somehow the second windmill didn't clear. I'd love to know how. Darn. Okay, man, that is becoming a rough segment for us for some reason. Okay, so now we're gonna catch the sweet frieder. You're gonna come with me so that we can open this area. Come on. Okay, we got a shiny weenie worm, which will be important for us later. We're gonna throw a trap up here so we can catch this cheapoop. But we gotta get fast, or else the that Scorpiano is gonna really mess with us. We don't got time for that. All right, and then we can feed him 3 cheapoofs as requested. Very good, very good. And he also wants a sweet frieder, which we so happen to catch. And now he asked for Bopsicles, which we don't have, unfortunately, so we got to move on. We're gonna grab this rock here. You can see Triffany is right there. We're going to talk to her in a second, but first we're going to compassionately throw that rock at a Ribblepede to disturb him, so we can catch him. We need to get a total of 3 Ribblepedes, so we're gonna get our 3rd one here. It's actually just on the ceiling, but you're gonna have to kind of, well, I'll show you. There you go. So you're gonna have to kind of trust me, but it was there. You saw it. Feed Triffany the Ribblepedes.
So cool.
Okay.
I want if you.
Okay, so Triffany is now going to run into those ruins we unlocked earlier. While she's running, I have to wait for her anyway. So I'm going to try to capture a pop tick in advance. And then run back. It's just the optimal way of doing it so you don't waste as much time trying to catch a pop tick than you need to. But I do need to get a second pop tick. So while she's running back, I'm going to try and get the second one. Oh man, I didn't even know what happened there. I like landed on top of it, I guess. And the reason why you can see the reason why you need to do it fast now is because, oh my gosh, I'm getting my life ruined in this section here. Come on, get out of my way. All right. Because the Scorpiano up there hates traps. Please pick it up. Okay. Thought I was gonna have to recapture it again. Geez, that would have been terrible. This was not a good segment, unfortunately. We can do that a lot more optimally, but you know, it is what it is.
Did you find? But if I keep, you gotta.
All right, and that is Triffany done. We can now go to Simmering Springs. I forgot where we needed to go for a second, and we can turn in those pop ticks to Wiggle so that we can finish Wiggle's quests. Jump down here. Turn in the pop tick. There we go. And there's Wiggle. And there we go. So now we got Triffany and Wiggle to come back, so that is enough to trigger party number 2. So we're gonna go talk to our good friend Philba.
But
he needs to show us our house, just like the last run. There's unfortunately a new requirement. You can't avoid it, so, and you can't progress the story without it.
Great. I know. So keep snacks.
And then now we can trigger party number 2. Now party number 2 is my least favorite by far.
Nothing like a campfire.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this is a party that lasts about 8 minutes with almost nothing for us to do.
Bugsnax and trees.
So it's basically just an 8-minute long cutscene. Pretty long, unfortunately. This is definitely what I consider to be the downside of a no major skips category. If we had no cutscenes, no major skips would probably be like
real curious.
35 minutes. But we have so many cutscenes and unskippable things like this. Like I can't match through this even. I just have to let this play out. That it's up just over an hour, unfortunately. So yeah, not much we can do about it. But there's a lot that goes into this game that I like to talk about. I alluded to it earlier when we were talking about Floofty as a non-binary character whose pronouns are they them. This game does a remarkable job at representation. For example, Floofty, as mentioned, is non-binary. The 2 characters we're about to meet soon, Chanlo and Snorpy. Snorpy was the yellow one with like the pince-nez glasses, and Chandler's kind of like the big jock guy with the backwards hat. They are in a relationship, and they're both male. Lizbert and Eggabell, Eggabell's like the white egg-shaped one, Lizbert is the missing one, are in a relationship, and they're both female. Just a lot of really good representation, and none of it is like, it's all done in such a way that it doesn't matter, and it never should matter, right? It's not important. It's only important because it's important to them. Also, by the way, there's that. But it's not. It doesn't make it a big deal in the story and have them go through like trauma because of their identity or something like that, which I love because so many stories are like that, and I just love that they can just exist and be in this delightfully colorful world without it being a big deal, which is exactly how it should be. So highly suggest playing this game for that very reason, because it's just wonderful for that purpose. Also, Young Horses is just a wonderful developer. If Young Horses is the developer of this game. If you're familiar with Octodad, they also made Octodad, and they made this game. But they're a really neat studio. They're terrific to talk to, like from a community sense. They have a server where all of the devs are very active in talking to the community, and they're very open to like changes and bug fixes and stuff like that, and they're very friendly to speedrunners, to the point that they like I mentioned before, they accidentally patched out a couple of speedrunning tricks, and they patched them back in so that we could still do them. It's just really nice. They're also very anti-crunch, which is very important in the industry. I work in the video game industry as well. And they're very anti-crunch. They have 32-hour work weeks, 4 days a week. So they have 3-day weekends every weekend, which is, it's just wonderful. It's just how it should be. And that's just lovely. So they're an example in the industry, and they're an example outside of the industry as well. So
don't mess with my head, Beth.
Cannot stress enough how good they are. We still have so much time on this cutscene too as well. It's unfortunate. But I'll use the opportunity to plug what it is that we're doing. We're raising funds for RIP medical debt. So we want to get as much money towards getting rid of medical debt in the world as possible. And everyone has been so generous. I believe the number that Octini gave me earlier is that we've erased $110,000 worth of medical debt so far just with this event. And that's just incredible. So please, yeah, continue to donate if you're able to, of course, for this. It's a wonderful cause. It's a wonderful cause. We are this channel is now affiliated, by the way, as well, so you can subscribe to the channel too, so feel free to do that. That's a wonderful idea. Yeah, and plus, just, you know, the people behind Meteor Speedruns, Octini, Miss Ray, wonderful people. I've had nothing but delightful interactions with each of them, so yeah, follow them, shout them out, you know, give them a hand when needed.
She conducts this
yes, and thank you for the sub as well. Yeah. But yeah, I've talked at length. I can talk on and on about Bugsnax, as you can imagine. I'm even wearing a I can't really tell. I'll stand up for a second. Wearing a Bugsnax shirt even. So yeah, Bugsnax is kind of where it's at for me. Kind of where it's at. And I'm hoping not only to get some more runners involved, but just more people to play this game.
This story makes no sense.
Because it's just awesome. You gonna stay, Strappy? You good?
Oh, Wambus, it's just the title.
How's he looking?
I've seen Bugsnax
Yeah, he's
big
good.
enough
He's
to
good there.
eclipse the
That's fine.
moon. What else would you call that?
Hallucination.
But yeah, if anyone has any questions about the speedrun, talk about my hotfix show. Oh my goodness, I could talk about my hotfix show if you'd like. So if you're unfamiliar, if you're somebody who watches Games Done Quick events, GDQs, they do 2 mainline events a year. Awesome Games Done Quick and Summer Games Done Quick. Summer Games Done Quick is coming up in just a week and a half or so. But all that other time, they have this delightful content which is called the GDQ Hotfix. They're a series of shows that feature speedruns of all kinds and speedrun adjacent content. So they have there are a number of wonderful people run shows as a part of GDQ's Hotfix content, and I'm lucky enough to be one of them. So my show is called Awfully Silly.
No need to freak out.
And it is a show that if you watch GDQ events and you're a fan of like the awful block or the silly block, or basically if you're a fan of speedruns that are wacky and zany and the games might be awful and stuff like that, that's what my show highlights. We highlight that awful and silly block type level of content every 2 weeks. It's every other Monday as a part of their Team Velocity schedule. We just had a show last night, and we will not have another show until after GDQ, so it'll be quite some time before we have another show. But yeah, come check us out. It's really a really good show, and just check out Hotfix content as a whole. There's a lot of really cool shows on there. I know, for example, Octini and Miss Ray have been on Frozen Flygon's show, It's Dangerous to Go Alone, which is a show that features co-op speedruns. So that occurs, I believe it's every other Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. There's a show about, it's called Random Number Generation. We happen to be a big randomizer fan. There's a show called, let's see, there's so many. Speedruns from the Crypt, which feature horror game speedruns. Bargain Bin, that's another good one, which features games that you can buy for $20 or less. Another really good one.
Yeah. If anybody's queen around here.
Let's see, there is That's Never Happened Before, which is actually, it premieres the same time, the same day as my show. It just as afterward. My show is 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern, and that show is 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern. And that's a show that highlights like glitches in speedruns and stuff. So I highly suggest that one. All kinds of show. Aimbot is exactly a show that features FPS and shooter games. It's great. There's just so much content. We got shows basically every day of the week. So yeah, come check us out. Pretty cool stuff. That might be too far over. Nope, it was good. Okay, so we're doing some cool stuff here. We launch a Pookie at a honeybee to stick it to itself, and then we need to catch one more honeybee. So we, luckily for us, they get agitated when you catch one of their own. So, and then we're gonna take this a little slow because that's kind of a tricky jump, and then we're gonna catch this other Snail. And that was all pretty well done. We just caught 5 Bugsnax in like 15 seconds. So pretty good. Legally Cute, that's another good one. That is a cozy game show that features, just basic cozy games, cute games, things that you fit in that aesthetic. So Legally Cute is another great one. That's run by Cutie Roo. She's great. Yeah, all kinds of content. GamesDoneQuick.com/hotfix, I believe, and you can see the whole list. They also do like special one-off events. For example, they have a Juneteenth event coming up this coming weekend. That's really good. There's also an event called One and Done-a-thon, basically, that you can get into one time. So basically, like, submit your favorite best game, and then you can't get into anymore. So it's like a fun little concept. Stardew on Legally Cute, that sounds awesome. Stardew speedruns are something else. I love them. All right, we're gonna do a quest with Cromdo where he wants us to shoot 3 baskets, but we don't have to shoot the actual baskets. We can just put them in the bottom like that, and then that still counts. We're gonna throw this here. Gonna talk to Chandlo.
Alright, I better check it out. I know.
And then since we already caught a Cinesnail, I'm just gonna feed him one now. Just like that.
Watch me.
And then while he's doing that, I'm gonna throw this trap here. We gotta catch this other Cinesnail. Now that we have this new tool called the Snack Grappler, that is easy peasy, so we don't have to worry about it. Oops. And we can launch her, clear the way up here. And we're actually going to get a tool earlier than intended by kind of clipping it through the wall here, just like that. And then we're gonna run back down. That just saves us another trip up this way, basically.
Not me.
And he wants 2 more Cinesnails. We're happy to oblige. Protocom did 2 runs for us is during the Juneteenth event. Yeah, definitely check it out. That schedule is actually like stacked. The runs and runners I got for that Juneteenth special are just like actually incredible. Please go watch it.
Oh, bro. I can't.
Really, really good stuff.
Anyway, I am.
What's good about the Sugar Pine Woods area that we're in, by the way, is that we're actually gonna get 2-for-1 special. We're gonna get Chandlo and Snorpy back at the same time, which is good.
Although you seem to have.
You have to specifically turn Snorpy's teeth into cookies, which is so we have to start being careful. We can't just like mash where things need to go. Sometimes they'll need to go in very specific places. So we place a tripwire there to get 1 Charmallow. We shoot the other one at a Bopsicle to get the other, and then we need this Bopsicle anyway, so we're actually just gonna kind of lure it towards the direction we need to head. And we're gonna grab both pieces because we're gonna need both pieces. And very good. That's exactly how you want to do that. I'm gonna feed both Charmallows to Chandlo and Snorpy, and then that's it. We're good to go on that section. This section actually went pretty well. I'm pretty happy with how this went. There's a lot of variance that can happen, especially at that beginning part, but it all went very smoothly, so I'm happy. And then we can actually warp right to Scorched Gorge to go talk to our boy Chandlo. Sorry, not Chandlo. Talk to our boy Cromdo. Couldn't think of his name, but I got there. Now, Cromdo wants these 2 Bopsicles specifically on his feet. And in my world record video of this category, world record for PS5, I accidentally fed him one of the Bopsicles not on his feet, and I had to go back and get another one, and I wasted like so much time. So we don't have to worry about that now, though. We can actually warp in the middle of this cutscene, which is great. So we're in pretty good shape. We're in pretty good shape. We're actually gonna walk around this. We're gonna save that that cutscene that it has Wambus and Triffany in there for later, specifically, because we're gonna come back through that entrance, and we'll need to do an interview with Wambus anyway. So we will just wait until then to trigger it, because then we won't have to walk as far.
Wrong.
Can I get these footprints?
Creature wearing a crown by any chance?
So so this is the third party, by the way.
No, nothing like that.
And we have a little action up front, but then it's just another long cutscene that we can't do anything for. What we need to do is basically the town's been kind of ransacked. You can see there's a sign that says no more Bugsnax. Something broke in, and it's like making trouble for us. There's 6 clues that we need to scan before we can advance the story. And if you place yourself very, very carefully into this cutscene, you can get 4 out of 6. Normally, you don't get 4 out of 6 because it's too hard. So 3 out of 6 is the norm. But you can actually place yourself so poorly that you can only get 2 out of 6, which I've done a number of times. But the 4th one that you could potentially get is right over Bramble's shoulder here, but I didn't quite reach it. But I did get the 3, so at least I got the normal amount.
Don't take this the wrong
which I could be thankful for.
High strung. A little beauty sleep would do you wonders.
Just need this. Although also there's a weird bug. So I have quests open for all of these people, but for some reason only Chandlo's indicator still exists, and I don't really know why that is. I think it's just a weird little visual bug, but it doesn't really matter or affect anything, so not a big deal.
There's gotta be some physical evidence left behind. Yeah?
So we need to scan 3 more clues. Luckily, the clues are always in the same spot,
in case the creature returns.
so you don't have to worry about it too much.
Buddy, do you think you can scope out the restroom? Find out what they saw?
Yeah, so we're gonna do exactly what Philbo said and scope out the restroom. Get 1 clue there, 1 clue there, and 1 clue there. And we already got all 6 of the clues we need.
You found... Well...
And then that's it. Now it's a cutscene again for, I don't know, a good 3.5 minutes or so, unfortunately. Yeah, that, like I said, this is definitely the harder part in terms of like having to deal with for this run, is that it has some substantial long cutscenes in it that you can't skip. The reason being, of course, is that not only does it give us lore, but it also gives us like what we need to do next for the quest. So the game doesn't want you to skip the dialogue and not know what you need to do. So that's the reason why you can't just like mash through this. It would be nice if something was added where if you beat the game once that you could skip through all of this. I would definitely be pro that, but yeah, nonetheless, not gonna happen at this point. So
I was top of the charts, thank you.
But yeah, another little cutscene.
Split the difference, huh? You're both wrong.
What does it even matter? Whatever it is,
yeah.
dead. Between this and the earthquakes, snacks.
So, chat, what have been your favorite showcases or runs or whatever the case be so far in Rip Det Not runs? Because I have a few off the top of my dome that I really enjoyed. I've been mainly lurking, haven't been in the chat as much. I have an unfortunately very busy life outside of speedrunning, so I don't get to stream as much as I want to. I kind of alluded to it. I work in the video game industry as well, so
you don't know that. She might come back.
Ends up being sometimes long hours, and then I come home and then I don't have time to stream, or I want to spend time with my fiance and stuff like that. So I might not chat as often, but I'm usually around and I'm lurking and I'm watching. And yeah, so I'd love to hear what kind of showcases y'all have been appreciating. I really enjoyed the Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire showcase yesterday. That was really good. Yeah, that was yesterday, right? I have no sense of time anymore. Was that earlier today or yesterday? Yesterday, right?
So we're all staying in.
Streamlight balance is hard. Shout out to all the lurkers for sure. Lurkers make the world go round. Absolutely. Octini says they've all been my favorite. I mean, yeah, that's the dad answer. That's the dad answer for sure. Oh, none of my kids are my favorite wink kind of answer.
Placed on them, that out by Boiling Bay.
And the last time I saw Shilda, she was
Octini's favorite was the Zelda run, right? Those are always good. Time is fake. Nothing matters. Anyone else see Everything Everywhere All at Once? Incredible movie.
Welcome back party.
They say that in that movie. Nothing matters, and that's true. Nothing matters.
Great. Now let's go get some sleep.
Hey, look at that. We talked all the way through the cutscene. Very good. We did it. Okay, so now these next couple sections are going to look vaguely familiar. And that is because we need to get Shelda and Floofty to return as normal. And we kind of already did that in the Isle of Big Snacks run. With a few exceptions, we grabbed a couple extra snacks that we won't need to this time, so we can theoretically do it a little bit faster. I'm gonna have to see it. Everyone says it's amazing. Yeah, it's up there. I see a lot of movies, and it is one of the best movies I have ever seen. No cap. Like, it's super good. Cannot suggest it enough. Just like the title says, it quite literally has everything. It's just so good. All right, so we need to break 2 Picantuses. That's why we kind of launched them in the river there. Come on. Come on. All right. We don't have to worry about the flapjack this time, luckily. That makes me happy. We just have to get down here. Oh man, I almost had it. I almost had it first try. Come back at me. If I'm very fast, I can get all that done like one fell swoop, but it's very difficult to do. This is how it's supposed to go. This is much more clean than the other time I did it. There we go. Get on, little Shrabby. There we go. And I only need to grab 5 sauce here. There we go. That all went really well.
I yet to snack for. That's it now.
Very good. Very good. That was a really good split. So we got all the quests needed there. And we can just move right along to Boiling Bay. And hopefully we get as lucky with Boiling Bay as we did last time, because that was a really good Boiling Bay. Little shortcut here we can take to get there. I didn't really highlight it last time, but the puzzle solve is the same every time, so there's not really much to say. You can also solve the puzzle the other way. Like, I could go to Boiling Bay first and then Sizzling Sands, but I find the puzzle to be easier to do here, so I just do it this way. Plus, it seems to be ever so slightly faster. Okay, got the noodler. Let's see if we can get as lucky with everything else, the Banopper and everything. So one thing that can happen there when the Banopper, when you get the Banopper from that direction, is that it can explode into the fire, which is really not what we want at all. I was wondering what was happening there. But we got all the pieces that we need pretty fast again, so no complaints.
You took come. Preparation, but for now.
And when we have such a limited inventory like this, we can actually do a little tiny exploit, which is that we can change Floofty's foot in advance, so we can skip one quest and make it go a little bit faster. So that's pretty nice. Oops. Feed the noodler, feed the Kokomite, and then... Oh. There we go. Ugh. Sloppy quests, though. But everything went fast on the quest, so I can't really complain that much. There we go. Pretty good. Alright, not bad, not bad. Not the fastest I've ever done it, but still pretty good. We got to get this puzzle, clue anyway. So we're going to grab the clue. And then we're going to get back to Snacksburg. We got Sheldon and Floofty back, and we're going to do those interviews now. So we come around. Oh yeah, we need to do this anyway, so it's not a big deal. So we're going to grab that. We're going to hit up Wambus and Triffany here.
Yeah,
I guess
you back.
welcome home.
What's that?
Nothing.
Actually, I don't think we do need to hit that Chandler cutscene, so that might have been a little bit of a time waste, but not the end of the world.
Well, though, I could.
All right, so luckily we get to do less interviews this time. We only need to do 4 here, so that's the first one done.
Now.
And then we get to do Gramble again. And then the other 2 are Snorpy and Triffany.
I heard without
and so far I've been doing these interviews pretty optimally, so no complaints on my end. But yeah, they do get a little lengthy in the list. And the that's another small PC advantage, is that they can click on answers, so they don't have to like scroll through answers, which is obviously a little bit shorter.
I'm no still with a nice.
One other key example from a speedrunning perspective as to what PC can do over console is that they have load remover. So that is really nice. We can't do that on console, which means that, you know, getting optimal times on console is unfortunately dependent on having a more powerful console like a Xbox Series X or S or a PlayStation 5. And I feel bad about it, but there's not, we don't have, nobody has been able to so far make a load remover for console. I'm sure it's technically possible, but nobody has done it yet. So if that's something that interests you, you'd like to come along and do that, we'd be happy to have you. That is for sure.
Lovely. And when we you know, especially not to be, you know. Oh, you betcha.
That was weird, but
Stashed a journal in
it stopped scrolling for a second. I don't really know why that happened.
I can't. Anyway.
Woods. I forgot where I needed to go for a second. Completely blanked, but I got there. Whew. Still looking good. Yeah, we need to go to woods. I think that's still technically faster than running. At least I hope so. There we go. And then now we're going to peak again. We're actually going to do peak the same way we did peak last time. So we're actually going to do the same thing. We're going to get the peanut butter, catch the Mount Sody, catch the chippy, catch the flutter jam, jump down. We're going to do exactly the same thing. Okay, there we go. And just, we use the snack grappler doesn't do anything to the Mount Sody besides aggro it, so we just use it as a good aggro.
No, we just go in.
All right, and then same thing, while Agabel has to run down that way anyway, we're gonna do some quick catches here. All right, let's see. Oops, chippy. You have a lot of leeway here, so like you can make some mistakes on these two catches, some minor mistakes I should say, and it would not be the end of the world. Like that, for example. Yeah, I still have time to spare, so still waiting for Agabel to get down here.
Okay, well, I've almost. Oh my. So good.
All right. Oh, there we go. Did the wrong one at first, but we got there.
No.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
Back to Snacksburg so we can get Filbo. And we're actually getting close to like the end of the game here, which is pretty exciting, as you might be able to imagine. So we're gonna get Filbo here, and we're gonna have that little bit of a walking simulator part that we had before. Can't control it, we have to do it to advance the story, so gotta get a move on. All right, and there we go. Time is a social construct unless we're talking about speedrunning, then no. Yeah, time is only important for speedrunning. I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna come out anti-time except for speedrunning.
Soft little Agabel, you knew.
And even so, I'm like, time, why do you have to dance so fast when I'm speedrunning? Because it's like, can you just slow down so that I could get all the world records?
So why do you want my help?
You know, time is fickle like that, you know?
Chandler's got Snorpy to worry about. Besides, you've been following Liz around for years.
All right, so we get down here. And then actually we don't have anything left main quest lot wise, so we actually get to see what like the point of no return is, which is basically just a quest that Filbo has that said, like, you go to activate a quest that Filbo has, and then it's like, hey, this is the point of no return, just so you know, you won't be able to like catch anything past this point, blah blah blah. We skip the point of no return entirely in the 80% category by glitching through the wall. That's how we do it. And then in the Isle of Bugsnax category, we don't even touch the point of no return because we just go to the DLC section. So that's how all that works.
No, Agabel.
Yes, I was I'm stumping.
I could, and that
Phil.
Mashing.
And then
thank you.
All right. Snacksburg. And then we get to the final party, which is the point of no return as well. So we run over to Filbo.
Hey, Triffany, what's going on? What? This.
Okay. And now the final party is the most interesting up front. So we have to get everybody to dance, and they all have their different unique qualifiers. So I'm gonna throw this cup over in that direction, and I'm gonna throw this cup this way.
I understand.
So Shelda will dance if that orb over her head breaks, and we have to hit this cutscene regardless. So I try to position my cup in a way that it will automatically fling at the orb. And that was successful, luckily. And then I'm actually going to turn this way and start advancing towards them. You might have noticed that I turned the radio a few channels at the start, and that was to get Beffica to join. And then I'm gonna grab the cup. There it is. Can find it. I'm gonna grab that cup because Wambus needs it. Needs a little liquid courage to get through the party. Mainly in order to, where is the other cup? Oh, there it is. In order to apologize to Gramble, just like that.
No, but us.
And then Wiggle also needs a little liquid courage just to get the juices flowing. We go over this way. Trigger this discussion so that we could talk to Floofty. Floofty thinks that dancing basically has no purpose. So we actually go on over here to Triffany, and we have Triffany tell them about like the cultural significance of dancing, basically. And then Triffany can appreciate another scientific mind coming to them about this.
Triffany,
Snorpy is confused on him and Chandler's relationship. He doesn't know where they stand, and basically Chandler's just like, we've been dating for years, I love you, man. And then that's it. So it's a nice little wholesome moment. One, again, I hope that you all check out when you play this game casually, because it is very good. Play the game. Absolutely play the game. All right. So, but that is all the action that we get in this party, and then it leads to again to another long cutscene. Luckily, it is the last of those cutscenes, though, so that is nice at least.
You know what?
But we do get some iconic lines in this cutscene coming up here in a second. I'll point it out to you.
This would have been possible without you, buddy.
Let's see.
I know you have to go back for your job.
Dr. Philbo talks here.
I'd sure miss you if you left. And, well, you still need to interview Lisbeth, right? So...
Our end is nigh.
Our end is nigh.
What? End?
What does that mean?
Is that a metaphor, or...?
And this is a fun fact. You can jump just out of bounds. Not out of bounds. Like off the deck there, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't speed anything up or slow anything down. It's just for fun.
All right. I know this looks bad.
As long as we keep calm, Shelda. Oh, no, she's not keeping calm. Our doom approaches. Pray to your gods, children. Well, we tried. But yeah, so this is another long cutscene. Yeah, so I'll yeah, just play this game. I'm trying to think of other plugs, but like play Bugsnax. It's just incredible. It's just so good.
That's right.
So good. And the DLC adds so much content. So for example, the 100% speedrun on console right now sits at 2 hours and 15 minutes. Before the DLC, the base game sits at 2 hours and 15 minutes, okay? For fun, not long after the patch came out that had all the DLC content, me and two other members of the community, B-Man and Pingle, decided to do a 100% with DLC race, because it doesn't only just add the new island with the 11 new Bugsnax. There's actually 12 new Bugsnax, but there's one that we don't see in the speedrun. It doesn't just add that whole new area and those quests and those Bugsnax. It adds the mail challenges for the house, of which there are 110, and it also adds the ability for Bugsnax to have hats, so you can see them in the wild and they might be wearing a little hat and you have to catch them. And there's 25 hats, so you have to do all the new content plus 110 mail challenges, some of which are pretty hard, and 25 hats. I got about 5.5 hours in, so 3 hours passed. Now granted, this was with no routing. I didn't route anything at all, but I got 5.5 hours in. I had 100 mail challenges done and 2 hats grabbed, I think. And all of the Bugsnax caught and all the quest lines finished, and I gave up. I was like, I can't keep going. It's gonna take me another hour at least. So I was like, I give up, and that's it. I believe the record sits in the 6-hour mark, but again, nobody has routed it because there's so much involved with it. It adds so much content. But from a casual perspective, that's awesome, and it's a free DLC too. So anyone who gets the game gets this content. So definitely play it, do it, get the game. Yeah, can't suggest it enough.
Lisbeth is alive, and we're not gonna leave her behind.
I just need Filbo and...
Still,
Filbo's buddy.
geez, not long. Maybe about a minute left in this cutscene, so we're almost through it.
Well, what are the rest of us supposed to do?
But yeah, these are all our characters. Just to recap, so Filbo is like the mayor, and he becomes the leader once Lisbeth has disappeared. Triffany is an archaeologist, so she's a scientific mind, but she likes the historical context of science. Wambus is the farmer trying to find alternative food source besides Bugsnax. Bethica is the queen of gossip. Chanlo is a jock, or as I like to refer to him as a himbo. Cromdo is like the used car salesman of Grumpus's. He tries to get you in on his scams. Snorpy is an engineer. He builds traps and tools and stuff like that. He's also afraid of the Grumpinati. Egabelle is Lisbert's partner, and she is a medic and doctor, as you can see with her little med kit there. So she took care of everybody health-wise. Floofty is a lab scientist and experimenter. Wiggle is a pop star. Gramble is a Bugsnax vegan, and Shelda is a naturalist prophet.
Gramble, darling.
I think I covered it all. Whew. It's extensive, but we got there. Weirdly enough, so I am gonna run through this section. Weirdly enough, you cannot fast travel. We need to get up to Frosted Peak, but the game does not let you fast travel here. You have to actually walk it. You don't have to walk with Filbo and Egabelle in this first stint for some reason, but you do still have to walk in general.
Well, it'll be ready for you.
All right, then we get another small walking simulator part here, very similar to the last one.
Mountain, still, tall.
And then we're actually going to go through that door that we clipped through all that time. Remember in any percent, in about 6 or 7 minutes, we clipped through that big door and we got into the Undersnacks, and I was like, hey, we're now 95% of the way through the game. We did that 95% the long way this time, and then we'll get through the door as the game intended, as opposed to just glitching through it. But basically, we need all the clues, and we needed the order of these pads, more or less. Though you can just go stand on it, and it doesn't matter.
All right.
Like, you can just stand on the pad. Even though it's like you're supposed to stand on it in a particular order.
Backwards. I guess even the great Elizabeth Megafig can still make mistakes.
Well,
Nobody's nerfed, though.
Right?
Nobody's
Okay,
nerfed.
I'm ready when you are.
We're coming, Liz. 1, 2, 3.
And here comes that door opening. All right, and here we are in the Undersnacks. Welcome to the Undersnacks. And now, from this point forward, it is exactly the same run as it was when I did any percent. Like I said, once you get here, you cannot change it. Now, if people are familiar, IGN, the website, actually has a video series. It's called Devs React to Speedruns. So basically, they get developers of a game to come and watch a video of somebody speedrunning in their game, and the developers react to it. Not long. A lot of the tricks that we found that cut this game down to about 15 minutes, world record-wise, was found really early on. So that we had a video made really early on for Devs React to Speedruns for the PC world record holder. And during that, the devs commented that in the Undersnacks section, there is presumably another skip that can be found. And all of this time, we haven't been able to find it. The main reason is we've discovered, rather, that basically the entire area outside of the Undersnacks is a loading zone. So if we were able to like clip through the ground, or if we were able to get through the wall or something like that, or go through the ceiling, we would be able to load into the next zone and skip all this dialogue and stuff. However, we cannot run, we have no tools, we can only walk and jump, so there's very limited things that we can do. So it's become very difficult. But if anyone is an expert glitch hunter and would like to try and find a skip here that would save us about 2 minutes, we would heavily appreciate it. So come on by, glitch hunt for us. This is Lisbeth, by the way. We did find her, though she is looking a little different. I'm not going to elaborate as to why that is. Play the game and find out for yourself. I'm also not good. That little monster there is called a snack squatch. So you have to learn about snack squatch as well when you play the game normally.
See, it would. Wait. Oh. So. Oh.
All right.
What? Hey, don't. We both. Okay. It's time to get
we go. All right, and here we are into the gauntlet. All right, here we go. We're running across. Same thing we did before. Now, in this Garden Grove section, I didn't talk about it the last time, but there's actually a little tricky parkour section that happens here, where we can jump very precisely onto the end of this pole. I missed it that time. And then we jump on the tree chops. It saves us about a second or two. It doesn't lose a lot of time to miss it, but here we are. We're in Snacktooth now. Might even be roughly the same. Might just be more of like a swag trick, honestly. But here we are in the gauntlet. It has a little bit more context now that we've met and got all of these characters to return on their own, right? At least I like to think so.
Hold. Oh, don't worry. Splendid. As for you, you may need my snack chop. It's much like the snack chop.
There's the snack chop. As alluded to, as I mentioned before, all of the traps that we've used throughout the run are now here to defeat the Bugsnax as opposed to capture them. Again, I'm not going to go into why we want to defeat Bugsnax right now. You're just going to have to find out on your own. I wasted some time, unfortunately. All right, so that was a decent wave one besides that extra little slap chop that we did. Let's see if we can get just as fast of a Sheldon Floofty here. That would be nice.
Take this device and clear a path for us, please.
Okay. I don't know why that took so long. Okay, that was okay. That was still fine. I got a little bit unlucky there. So like the first Picantis I hit it, and then when I hit the second Picantis, the bounce from the first one collided with the second one. So they all ended up exploding, and Sheldon Floofty didn't eat as many snacks as they could have. But I still got some nice lines. Like I was able to get 2 cockroaches in one shot, which was pretty good. So it still ended up being okay. Just a little weird with the snackery thing. That took longer than I would have hoped.
Get dunked on!
This section is nothing. You actually can't do anything really to mess this section up. As you can see, like waves of Bugsnax come down this like little mountain thing. You actually don't even have to defeat them. It doesn't make it faster to defeat them. It's just more fun for me to do something than not do something. The only thing that you can do to slow down this section is miss the last wave, because if you miss the last wave, then it has to play out, and then you're wasting time. But
Don't trip.
it's also just like really easy not to miss the last wave, because it's just a very simple form of the gauntlet here. There we go, and then here's the last wave. And I'm going to attempt to wedge myself into the kind of geometry behind me as well, so I'm that much closer to the barrels challenge. All right, we'll look good. All right, I'm gonna focus a little bit more on the barrels challenge this time. Now that we know exactly what it is we need to do for it, you know, we want to clear out all the waves at once. I'm gonna focus a little bit more on it this time. Okay. First wave should be good. Okay, looking good. Wave 2's down. Wave 3 is down of that. That's looking good. That was a little early for my liking, but it still worked out. Okay, that one was too close, but we got it still. That should be good. Perfect barrels. Perfect barrels.
We met.
Clean barrels. We'd love to see it. All right, back on over to our spiky ball. The Strabby that's in the ball is actually named Sprout. Gramble named it. So yeah, that's Sprout. Sprout's doing some rampaging now. That's how that's supposed to look. The DLC also brought a few like image-based glitches. Like sometimes the ground pile, that animation that comes up doesn't appear. It doesn't affect anything again at all, but just funny to point out that sometimes it appears and sometimes it doesn't. Oh boy, missed that one, but we still got it pretty quick. You see that that disappearing ground a lot in the barrels section for sure, especially if you do it way faster than the game intends. Okay, pretty good. All right, and there we are.
Come on now. Get your varmints.
It's been a pretty solid gauntlet. There's not too much you can do to mess up this last game, so this has been a pretty solid no major skips run in general.
Let them take my garden.
There's hardly any garden left.
Pretty solid indeed.
I still got my special sauce, fresh grown.
Oh, good thinking.
What? That's not what I meant.
Oh, I didn't see you there.
For some reason, you cannot skip this dialogue either. I'm not entirely sure. It's like the only dialogue in the gauntlet you can't skip. I don't really know why. Okay, pretty solid. What did I say? Doesn't count unless you hit Whammus. That's what I said, right?
Okay. Oh, never mind. We gotta get on board now.
I'm like stuck. I had a weird visual glitch about getting on the boat. That happens from time to time, and I cannot determine as to if that actually loses time or not. I haven't been able to like clearly say yes or no. But there is potential that it does lose time. Hard to say. Waiting for this cutscene to play out. Let's see what how we're doing. Okay, pretty good, pretty good. All right, and then we just have to get on the beach and time is coming up. I'm actually, even though I made that joke about having to do the shell thing, I'm not going to do the shell thing, and I'll explain why in a bit.
Hey, buddy. All right. I know. I can't. Great.
I'll explain why in just a second why I didn't do the shell thing. Mashing. Time is going to be in any second now. And time. And the reason why I did not grab the shell is because that is a world record by 3 seconds. Again, did not want to say anything to add any pressure to the run, but that was a world record by 3 seconds, and the first time I've ever gotten a sub 108, and my timer says it is a 107.59. So we just barely sub 8'd it and just barely world record by 3 seconds. So whew, we had two pretty good runs. Two pretty good runs there. Oh boy, I was sweating a little bit at the end there, but I didn't want to say nothing. I didn't want to say anything, but yeah, really two really solid runs there. At one point I was a minute and 41 behind, by the way, but I got it all the way back. Whew. So yeah, that was Bugsnax No Major Skips. A perfect run if you just want to be somebody who like just plays through the story, finds optimal ways to catch things, optimal patterns and things of that nature. This is a perfect run for you. It's definitely it has downtime too. So if you need a run that you need like some breaks in terms of your hands, or like you need bathroom breaks or whatever the case may be, this is a good run for it because there are a lot of breaks in it. So yeah. Big shout out to that run, and that actually completes our category showcase of Bugsnax. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it's a lot of Bugsnax content. You know, for me, there can't be too much. I'm gonna take another screenshot of these splits here, actually, because who doesn't want to highlight a double world record in this wonderful showcase for Rip Det Not runs? I know I do. World record number 2, that's what I'm gonna call it. World record 2. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed Bugsnax. If you're interested in running Bugsnax, any of the categories, come on by speedrun.com/Bugsnax. You can find our Discord server there. We also have a subreddit actually on Reddit, which is r/Bugsnax speedrunning. You can post your clips, ask questions, anything there, and we'll be happy to take care of that for you. We also have guides and things posted inside of the Discord server as well. If you're interested in learning about that or have questions about any part of it, we're happy to help. As I mentioned during the run, come check out Awfully Silly sometime. We're on a brief hiatus due to GDQ coming up, but we'll be back after GDQ in July, so come check us out. And if you like Bugsnax, or if you like Pokemon speedruns, or if you like speedruns of quirky, weird, awful, silly type games, I'm here for you. Twitch.tv/Conception. You can also follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/ConceptionSR, and you can search Conception on YouTube, or go to youtube.com/ConceptionSR, and you can find my channel, which has all kinds of VODs and marathon runs and stuff that I've done. I've done close to 100 different marathon runs of various games, so I'm definitely experienced in the marathon field as well. If you have questions about making submissions for marathons, what kind of videos you should use, how to get into marathons more regularly, feel free to ask me. I am a breadth of knowledge for you to use, so happy to do so. And most importantly, the best and most important shout out of all is donate for Rip Medical Debt. I believe, is there a donate command, or there's at least a link or a button that you can click that talks about all that? There it is, ! Donate. Thank you so much for that. Donate to it. Last I had heard, we are at $110,000 wiped away of debt for Rip Medical Debt, and we can continue to make that difference. So please go ahead and donate if you are interested. We'd really appreciate that happening. But yeah, thank you for having me. Meteor Speedruns team, thank you Octini and Miss Ray and everyone behind the scenes making it work. Shout out to the socials team as well. They don't get enough love most of the time, but it's hard work crafting those tweets, so shout out to them, and shout out to everyone making the tech work behind the scenes and everyone involved in organizing this. You're all wonderful people. We appreciate everything that you're doing and all the good that you're doing within the speedrunning community and outside of it. But yeah, with that, I think that's about it. That's gonna be it for me. I'm gonna cut it here. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I believe we have one more day's worth of events, if I'm not mistaken, so tune in tomorrow for the wrap-up of Rip Det Not runs.
Thank you so much, Nate.
We appreciate
that.